We'd seen bushfires before. They'd come, go, and they'd be back for more.
Shalom to musician Israel Portnoy.
Shalom to you too, Yanni.
So we met 1 year ago. It was the entrance to your community of Mevo Modim, and you were out there outside of the community because of the fire. Let's take a look.
I was holding a guitar at the time. I walked out of my house without anything on me apart from the guitar I was holding, and my wife, and we never, that was the last time we'd ever leave the house. It's a complete horror movie. It looks like the end of a really bad movie. Just I actually can see over there's a little bit of smoke still creeping up.
It's crazy to think that it was a year ago. That's where I met you, standing outside the moshav together, and on the one hand it feels like, where's the year gone? I can't believe it's a year already. And on the other hand, part of me feels like I've been through, half a lifetime in the span of a year. So it's definitely mixed feelings.
I guess I'll face these flames.
So Israel, a year later, tell us about your musical commemoration.
The musical commemoration, I was just thinking of the word you use, it's a really beautiful way of putting it. Because that's what it is. It's a commemoration. It's a way of me. I guess for me as an artist, I only really know one way, which is through music, and that's how I express a part of my experiences of what I went through. This song, "Facing Flames," is really, well, first of all, it's the lead single, the title track of a full concept album, which I'm launching with this single going out exactly a year later. It's also the launch of the album, and for me, it's really a way of trying to communicate to anyone who's hearing it, that irrelevant of what it is that they're going through, the particular struggle, which right now with the last few months with Corona, there's no shortage of all kinds of struggles. And it's really a way of saying, we have it within us to have the courage to look, whether it's the flames or whether it's the fact that you've lost your job, or whether it's, whatever it might be, to look it in the eyes and to face it head on. And obviously it's easy for me to sit here and say it a year after, when I've kind of had the waves and the journey of getting to this point. I've definitely had points where I, wasn't 100% sure I myself could, but that's really, in a nutshell, what the message is.
So did it help to delve into the pain, into the wounds, into this trauma, or did it hurt?
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely, at times, it did hurt, but at the end of the day, the option is either to, irrelevant of the music, the option is either to just gloss over the pain and not deal with it, which is definitely what I did for the first few months. I wasn't dealing with anything. I was just, completely numb to it all, really, when I think about it. But yeah, irrelevant of the music, I think for anyone, it's, you either have a choice. It's either, do I confront it head on and figure stuff out and deal with things and overcome it, or do I just avoid it? So yeah, there were definitely parts of it which were, as you say, painful, but at the same time, it's tremendously rewarding when you get to the other side of each of the challenges. So I'm thankful for that.
Tell me, Israel, we're all familiar with the community of Mevo Modim, musical community, very special, very spiritual. What did this fire do to the community?
Yeah, that's a difficult question, because in the physical sense of the community, there isn't really one anymore, not at least in the way it used to be. There are a few people still living on the moshav, because a few houses survived and some people moved into other houses. I think there's even someone there in a tent. On the ground, people trying to really make it happen, but really there's people literally all over the country, and a year later they're not really sure what the status is. So look, in the short term, it definitely, you know, a year later, it doesn't look like much of a community, but you know, please God, that could change in the future. Although I'm probably not the best guy to ask, just because I'm not really a part of the future post-fire plans. So I'll be very politically correct and just leave it at that.
So how are the reactions so far to your initiative?
Yeah, the reactions have been really, really nice, heartwarming, honestly. It's sometimes a little bit scary as an artist writing from a personal place, from a place of personal experience, that you kind of sometimes worry that people will get caught up on the details of your personal experience and not actually, you know, be elevated beyond that to a place where they can meet you in the middle with their personal experience, whatever that might be, and be able to draw inspiration from your own. But some people have already made it very clear to me that they were moved and inspired by this project, and that's all it takes, really. You know, just one person to be moved by it and for it to have done something to their life, and just like that, the whole thing, just for one person, this literally feels incredibly worth it.
Israel Portnoy, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you for having me.
Just like a phoenix, I'm dusting off these ashes, and I guess I'll face these flames.